Hello everyone, it's Lo from Custom Creations by Lo. Today we are doing an elephant. I've not poured this mold before. Right now I've got my paddle in here from my Litz resin mixer sitting there draining. And I've not, like I said, not poured this mold before. It does appear to be a matte mold, so it won't be shiny. With that being said, I've decided that, let me just clean the outside of this because I touched it everywhere, that I've decided to use this NYX Pro purple pink powder and this beautiful, and that, by the way, that came with some silicone rubber I had purchased a while back. So it came with that, and then I'm using this extra fine glitter. It's called Fuchsia. I bought a set of these off Amazon. If I can find the links for them, I shall. Right now, I do have my heat mat on low, because my room was a little cool and the resin was a little cool. So I decided to kind of let it sit there. I have already mixed it up. This is the Tea Expert gloss epoxy resin, and I'm just letting it sit here, warm up, release some bubbles before we mix in our colors and pour it in our mold. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. And then once it's cured, you know, we'll do the pictures. I'll bring you back, let you see it before the demold. But right now, let me see, it is, check the temperature on it. Let's just see where the resin temp is at. So the resin is a little hovering between 71.5, 72. So we'll give it another few minutes just to let that warm up some so it releases more of its bubbles. But, you know, considering where it was at, it's not too bad. Now I am going to go ahead and stir it because I have not stirred it with my spatula. And you know, anytime, even if you use a hand mixer or, you know, another mixer, you still want to scrape your sides, scrape your bottom so you don't have any uncured resin. So, you know, if you don't mix it well, that's what's going to happen. So let's just go ahead. That will also circulate some of this heat that's coming off the bottom from the mat. Now I did mix up 2 cups of resin. This is a fairly large mold, so I'm not sure. I know that hopefully that should be more than enough, and we might have some extras, but hopefully, you know, at least it'll be enough. I'm not worried about extras so much as making sure we have enough so we don't have to mix it more for this particular mold. Now, this mold was gifted to me, so I will see if I can find a link for it. It is very soft, but again, like I said, it's a matte mold. Just kind of scrape our spatula there, do that again, get our bottom really well. So I hope everybody is doing awesome today. Have been healing well. We're trying to get back to doing some stuff that, you know, I really couldn't do before my surgery. But they did allow me to start weaning myself off my brace. So unless my back starts hurting or I start feeling dull aches, and I don't have to wear it, which is an awesome thing. Because it's bulky and cumbersome. Alright, we'll let that sit another minute and degas a little more. We'll check the temperature again here in just a moment, just so we can see kind of where we're at. So anybody that was in the location of this storm we just had this past weekend, I hope that you did not lose power. And if you did, hopefully it's back on for you. I do feel your pain. We here where I live at was, it wasn't looking really good, but we were lucky. We had some freezing rain, some sleet, a little bit of snow, but more, you know, the freezing rain kind of thing. Now, while we're letting that set, I am going to go ahead and clean my paddle here so I can get that done and not forget about it. And I'm just using 91% isopropyl alcohol to clean. These things clean up very well. I just kind of wipe them off. I'd already scraped it, so there wasn't a lot left on there. And so we'll just wipe it off, get that done. Just give it one more spritz of the alcohol. And finish the wiping off of it. And then we can say it's done. Oops. Well, if I could hold onto it, thankfully, like I said, most of, you know, the resin was off. So when I dropped it just now, it landed on my jeans, but these old jeans, so they've got plenty of resin stains on them, as does my shirt, because I don't wear my good stuff when I'm pouring because it can be messy. All right, so this is the Litz resin mixer. It is rechargeable. I bought this off a lady off of Facebook Marketplace. Got it for a real good price, and it just sits right down in there, but we're not going to put it back in there again because I don't want to have to clean it again. Get me a baby wipe. Actually, let's go ahead and get a couple out. And we'll set one there. And then while we're, again, waiting on this resin over here, just going to inspect the mold. See if there's any areas that I need to be on the particular lookout for. And I think it's going to be so cute. This is this little trunk area. And let's see, the only thing I can see we may have to worry about is right down here. So we'll make sure we squish good. And of course, I'll spray it with alcohol. But again, it is a matte mold. Very soft. I'm going to have to watch it, make sure I don't need to prop it up. But I thought this would make a really cute gift for somebody for Valentine's Day. If you didn't know anybody that likes elephants. All right, let's check our temp again. I can't see it there. Okay, so it's almost up to 80. Just out of curiosity, let's see what the mat is. I have the mat set for 104, but it's underneath the silicone mat, so it's not going to get 100% true. Let's see what it is on the mat. Yeah, on the mat itself, it's at 100, because the silicone mat's over top of it. We'll get a little bit less, but right there you can see it's almost 78. So let me just see what it looks like. Okay, so I think we're gonna go ahead and mix in. You know what I could do? I think I will. I think I'm gonna get my heat gun out and just kind of, just to help it out a little bit. Give me just a second, folks. That's not the right plug. There it is. All right. Oh, that did a nice, I think we're good. All right, let's go ahead and get our colors mixed in here. Get me a little spoon to get it out. How come I can never find a spoon one on? I don't know if you saw the other video. I bought a set of 4 of these spoons at Kirkland's. You know, a lot of stores are closed and they had them on discount. I would never have paid the original price for them. But again, there were 4 of them. They're heavy duty. And I paid $10 for them. So I just think they're the cutest. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to take a little cup here. I don't want to wear... Matter of fact, I wonder if I should... Not, we'll do it this way. I'm going to take a little bit of alcohol here and dissolve this powder before I try pouring it into there. So maybe I don't wear it as much. And we're going to get about that much. Close that up. I'll wipe off the spoon. Here we go. And we're just going to swirl this a little bit. This way your powder doesn't go flying everywhere. I'm just going to pour a little in there because I don't want to spray it, which would be silly. Get a popsicle stick here and just kind of mix that up like that. So whatever we don't use, if we don't use it all, will also be the same color as our little elephant. All right. So see, we're going to pour that right into there. Get my spatula. And all that alcohol will be displaced. That's what it does. It evaporates. Could have just added some resin in here and done that, but I'm trying something different. And a pretty color. Now the glitter I'm planning on using is ultra fine. I do not intend to add any glue to it because it should not sink. And I'm not mixing this hard. I'm just kind of mixing it slow so that I don't create, you know, additional bubbles. Making sure I'm getting it all mixed in there. We want to make sure that it's properly mixed. But that's going to be pretty. And hopefully, since it is a matte mold, it'll give it some sheen in there, you know. All right, let's go ahead and add our glitter. And about that much and see what it looks like. That is going to be gorgeous. He's going to be or she, I guess, will be a beautiful elephant for somebody. So if you like elephants, or you know somebody that does, and you'd like to get this for them for Valentine's Day, just hit me up in my email that's in my description box, and we will talk and get it arranged and get it to you. But that's going to be very pretty. What do y'all think? All right. We're going to let it sit there just for another minute. Still see a little bit of bubbles coming up. At least I think it's bubbles. It could be the glitter. Wipe that stick off so we can use it again, like so. Get this rogue glitter here off my silicone mat. All right, I think we're about ready to pour, y'all. Let's set this here to wipe it off first. Okay. All right, so let's spritz our mold with, this is a 99% alcohol, just to make sure, and then we'll squish it around. And we'll pour it in. Now, I do know I have issues with this table sometimes, as far as it being level. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my little tray here from my UV resin lamp. This little leveler is from littlewindows.com. So we need one stick, I think, underneath there. Perfect. All right. I'm going to pour it about up to here, and then we'll squish it. Squishes front and its ears, and the trunk. All right, we're going to stop right there. Wipe my finger off. And just do some squishes. See if we see any bubbles come. Yep, there comes some. Do her trunk. Don't see any more coming. Oh, there came one. Oh. Alright. Alright, let's go and pour some more in it. Slow it down, low. Slow it down. Now, from what I can see, we are going to have some extra, which is fine. I'm going to squeeze it just one more time. Oh, see, y'all see that big bubble just came out? There comes another one. Now, those little window levelers, they're not expensive at all. So if you need a good little level, get you a couple of those. Fran's very nice. She's very sweet. She has some awesome products. So bubble coming right there. I see it. Let's get it out. Come on. Give it up, little bit. Give it up. Give it up. Alright, I might have to try to dig that out. Alright. We'll finish filling her up. Whoops, wait a minute. There comes one right there. See another one coming up. See right there? It's coming up right there. Got two. One there. We'll give it a second. All right. I'm going to give it one more spritz. See? Right there. Now, I did turn off my heat mat once we got up to the temp that I wanted. So we're going to need to get a stick because I can see that this front's definitely higher. I don't know if you can see it or not. See how full it is here? It has that space back there. So that tells me we need some more. Let's see what that does. A little more. Goodness. I think we're right. Good. I think we're really good. Finish filling her. Want to get a bit of a dome, which means I probably will not be able to spray her again. So, like I said, I had mixed up a total of 2 cups of resin. We used all but 2/3 of it, which is a little less than 6 ounces. Or for those milliliter people, it's right at 150 mils that we have left. All right, let me find another mold. Let's see, is that trying to come over? I'm not going to spritz it because if I do, it's definitely going to come over. Let me see what I want to do. I'm thinking this, come out there. It's too big. Oh, God. I've been told that this particular mold needs to have like a medicine bottle in it. Let me go, give me a second, I'll be right back. Let's see if I can find something to go into that. Be right back. All right, I found something I think will work. We shall see. I'm not going to try to move this because it is setting really good right now. So this is the mold we're using. It's got like little diamonds. So I am going to spray that in there. Kind of sponge it around. It sets right on top of that bottle, real nice, hopefully. All right. Now, okay, just want to make sure y'all can see that. All right. This might use the rest of this, which would be great. We might have enough for 1 or 2 little extras. Well, no, I don't, uh-oh, there it went. It's trying to go sideways, so. See how it's trying to go that way? It's trying to tilt. Hang on, folks. This is going to be tricky. Let's see what happens if we just set it. You know, it sets better that way. Let's finish filling it up. Might have to prop it. I should have done this first. Get a little bit of squeeze around it. See if there's any bubbles in there. It's very soft mold. So it is going to take us to this, which means we only have the one extra. Pretty good, Lo. Pretty good. I'm going to need to put a small popsicle stick under this side of it. That way it's even. Now, I would like to ask all of you that's watching, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you are, please hit that notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. And make sure you come back and watch the other videos. I thank each of you for being here. I thank each one of you for coming and watching. And if you feel led to help support my channel, I have my Amazon shop and my Buy Me a Coffee in my description box. If you want to contact me for anything, request an order or anything like that, my email is also in my description box. So I hope the rest you have a great remaining day, and I will see you back at demo time. Thank you, guys. Bye. Hey guys, it's Lo from Custom Creations by Lo. Today we are going to demold what we poured before. Now, I have some extras and I have the things that we did. We'll do the extras first just because they turned out really cute. So I had went to Michael's and I bought these two baking molds, silicone baking molds, and I have already went and I demolded what I poured, but this is it. It's 6 hearts. They all say love with like sprinkles on them. So I did pour one just to see. I did not pour it all the way full, and I used the Nick Pro purple and the Torque extra fine glitter, which is what we used in, you know, the other that we had the extra over. So apparently, you know, these are obviously going to be a matte mold, but I think that turned out really cute and pretty. And since I didn't pour it all the way up, these would make wonderful like keychains or bag tags or something like that. What do y'all think? Isn't that pretty? The other mold that I got at Michael's is this hearts and paw molds. Got a hair there. Let's see if I can get it off. There we go. We have the paws, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of each. And the little hearts have paws in them. Now, I did go ahead and demold 2 of them because I was impatient. This is one of the paws. And I thought, you can, you know, I can drill a hole in them and put like an eye hook or something in there, screw it in. Or, you know, again, could be for a dog tag, It could be for, you know, a keychain. So that's one of the paws. And this is the heart. Now these do have, surprisingly, a little bit of a shine to them, which I really wasn't expecting, but let me look at the mold. I didn't even look at that. Yeah, they have a little bit of shine to them, so that's awesome. So let's go ahead and demold the rest of these. They're all pretty much going to be the same. Here's one. And that's another pulp. And I may take markers to these and do something with them. I don't know, because like I said, right in the corner there is where the little print is of the dog paw. There's the heart. And another paw. So aren't those cute? They all turned out really well. This one's got a couple little bubbles in them, but not really anything to worry about. So let's set all those in here so we can get them out of our way. And I will take pictures. All right. I'm going to set these aside so they're not in our way for our other ones. Okay, so I have a confession to make. I know that the person that sent me this mold set said to stuff it with paper towels. When I poured it, it appeared to be setting all fine and hunky-dory. So I thought, well, maybe I just got lucky, or maybe that person got unlucky. It was me being unlucky and her being smart. Because I will show you here in just a second what happened to the one that I did not do correctly. Sorry, these little pieces of stuff drive me crazy. It's glitter. So, here's the first one. It looks really, really pretty. If I was going to keep this or do something with it, I would trim the bottom. But I'm not, because even though it set good, can y'all see what happened? It bowed in. So sad. So I was like, well, let me pour another one. That's what I did. This time I took up paper towels and I stuffed it in the center. And to the person that sent me this, I'm sorry I doubted you, but lesson learned. Just going to get a little piece of tape here, see if we can clean that off. Well, I was going to get a piece of tape. It doesn't want to tear. Let me get my scissors. And normally I can just tear it. Not today. Just want to clean up this side a little bit before we demold it. So I was watching a video earlier today on YouTube. It's another resin artist. I can't remember the name of it, but she had me sitting and screaming almost at my computer. She was doing these wonderful molds, and by the way, her projects turned out really gorgeous. She's a new channel, like I am, so it's understandable. But she had all these M2 resin molds. The hand-cut molds, you know, the expensive ones. And kind of like that pot I did, you know, it was a big, heavy pot. And she did not use gloves when she was showing the molds. She was touching on the side of them. When she demolded them, she, again, no gloves on and all inside. And I was like, no, no, put gloves on, put gloves on. Of course, you couldn't hear me. But if by chance she subscribes to my channel and watches me and sees this video, she may know who I'm talking to. I am going to reach out to her, by the way, and just ask her if she's aware that, you know, you shouldn't be touching the inside of the molds in a nice way. Because, you know, we all learn in different ways, and I've learned some stuff the hard way, such as not listening on this mold. Man, I got glitter all over this thing last night. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this little jar demolded and see what we have so we can get on to the main event. It sounds so weird. Listen. But you can see why, right? See all those little diamond kind of things? Now again, this is not a shiny mold. I am glad though that I report it. Oh, and that was the other thing. When she was trying to break the suction loose of her molds, she, again, no gloves, and she was just ripping it. And I was like, no, please don't. Oh, you know what? Some of the glitter or something stayed. Yeah, it looks like I got a little cleanup on that. Let's do that real quick, just because I need to fold the mold back. You know, don't want to keep it out of its shape. It's interesting. You know what, I'm going to go ahead, because no matter which way I look at it, I am going to have to clean this better. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold it back in the way it's supposed to be. And then I will go back and clean it off camera. Because that definitely needs a clean. All right. Whew, goodness. So here's our little jar, our little pot. And because I did, it still did. Looking at it, still has just ever so slight, just a teeny tiny little bulge in there. But it's not noticeable, really. But isn't that pretty? A little trim on the bottom. But yeah, that's pretty. What y'all think of it? Can y'all see inside of that? For some reason my light's doing something weird today. I don't know. Alright. Who's ready for this big pink elephant? You know, the elephant in the room. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Alright. Let me get another piece of tape. Clean the bottom or the top of that one. Dude, that time I tore it. Oh my goodness. I hate trying to do tape and stuff with gloves on because inevitably I get it all wrapped around. Good enough for the moment. All right, let's see how easy this is going to be to demold. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty easy because it is a very soft mold as far as, you know, the silicone rubber. Just trying to get those little pieces off. And where is this hair coming from? Well, probably from my head, but you know. All right. Now, again, this is a matte mold. I think the toughest part that's going to be, and I think this is a candle holder. I don't know. And sorry, I'm going to have to probably go against me to try to get this over his ears or her ears. And trunk. Okay. Whoop, there she came. So let's see. Now again, that is a matte mold. Oh, look at her. And she's got a baby on her nose. That is adorable. That is just adorable. I did not realize it was a baby on her nose. Look at her little tail. She's very smooth. I'm going to have to paint her just so we can bring out that baby. But I don't see any major bubbles. There's a few little micro bubbles right down here. But that will, I can, you know, when I shine it up, I may shine it up with some UV resin. I don't know. But isn't she precious? And I guess it's like a little plant holder if you did like a succulent or, as Jeannie B says, maybe some dead plants so they don't have to worry about them dying. Not dead plants, oh my gosh. Silk plants, fake plants, so you don't have to worry about them dying. I promise y'all I'll get myself together. I really will. So let me think about how I want to finish her. And that, I'm just enamored with the little baby on her. Look at it, it's so cute. That will make a cute gift for somebody. All right, I'm going to put you on pause while I think about what I'm going to do with her, and then I'll bring you back. Hold tight. All right, peeps. So I pulled out a couple different pink markers, a black one, white, and yellow. I did do a little search while I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, and apparently this mold came from Shein. Now, when I tried to pull information up about it, I did not have much luck, but so I don't know if it's still available or not, but yes. So it is a Shein mold. But anyway, so I'm gonna did want to come back on here and tell you that real quick. I'm gonna put you on a time lapse while I color this or paint this, because it's probably gonna take me a bit. So I will see you hopefully at the end. Okay, my friends, so I got everything finished up. Now, um, since there were, quite a few of these, I did not do each and every one of them. I just wanted to show you two, and then, go forward. Of course, there, will be pictures at the end, but this is that heart-shaped mold. I took some Litz Resin chrome, gold chrome, did the outline of the heart, did the lettering. Then I took some other markers and attempted to do the confetti. My hand's not very steady because I've got carpal tunnel, so I gave up on that. And then I just took some Marabou Sparkle alcohol ink and added into, some UV resin. Mix that in, spread it on top, and I know you saw that I put a finger on my finger, and that's just because I have a very severe reaction to UV resin, and I didn't want to take a chance, since these are thinner gloves, I didn't want to take a chance of it getting on my fingers. I've already got open sores from my last episode with UV resin, so I was trying to avoid that. But I think that turned out really pretty, really, really pretty. So I definitely will make some more of these. If you would like to have these or any of these products for your Valentine's Day, hit me up via email. Let me know, if you like this particular color scheme or if you would prefer something else, and we will talk and make that happen. So that's the heart. And like I said, I'm going to drill probably a hole right here in the center. I don't know. Maybe I'll do one on the side. But, yeah, I think it turned out really, really pretty. And then we have the little heart mold with the paw print here on the right. Now, I did happen to notice a little bit ago that the paw prints on some of them are on the left. I did not do this heart, but if you look closely, you can see the paw print here and then the paw print there. So what I did is I took same gold Litz resin marker, colored that in. I first attempted to do it with some colored UV resin. It did not even show up, so I'm like, okay, well, let's refigure this. So I went back in with the Litz resin gold chrome marker, let it dry, and put a little bit of UV resin on it, and then cured it. And I think that's really pretty. And again, you can make these as a keychain. Drill a little hole right here, or even one on the side, and finish it up. The little paw print one I colored with the Litz resin gold chrome, because I think that looks really good with this pink backing. And then I topped it with some clear UV resin, and again, same thing as with the other one. A little eye ring or something, or just drill a hole in it, let it kind of hang from the side. And of course, all of these can be done to your particular color scheme. So, you may not have a female dog or cat. So, of course, that pink can be changed. So, the jar, I took that same gold, because again, we used all the same pinks. And I took it and I just went over the diamond pattern, and it turned out stunning. Look at that, y'all. That is gorgeous. I did trim the bottom of it and cleaned it, but that's gorgeous. I mean, that is gorgeous. And because the mold was pretty much matte with this gold chrome on it, you can't tell that. It's super, super shiny. Now, if a person wanted this, and I still may do it, take it outside and spray it so this gold chrome doesn't flake off or anything. But I think that turned out gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. And again, this little pot is a 3-piece tray mold. And, you know, you can choose your colors, but I'm imagining this in like a royal blue or one of the Diankapours blue mica powders, and then do the same technique with a silver chrome marker. Can y'all imagine what that would look like? It's just stunning. Just stunning. And for our piece de resistance, we have the mold, the elephant mold, who has a baby sitting on top of her trunk. Again, it's a Shein mold. I did not have any idea what this mold looked like. I could only see it and think, oh, it's just an elephant. But then when we demolded it, we found that she actually has a baby. So I took some pink marker and painted in the baby's ears and Mama's nostrils and her little toenails. And then I took a grayish, kind of, I guess, a slate color marker. Did her little kneecaps, her eyes, and outlined them, and the baby's eyes. And then I put a stud in each of Mama's ears, as you can see. And I put a little butterfly on the top of the baby's head. These are those little butterfly molds that, you know, we all pretty much have. And this is a butterfly I made because I thought that'd be pretty. And it kind of offsets, you know, this color of the pink. And then I took markers and I colored, painted the little flower here. I did the outside white, and then I put a little bit of yellow on the middle part and a touch of red, and then took a black marker and just dotted it. So it gives it some contrast. I also painted up Mama's little tail parts. I didn't do that to the baby, but I did the little baby's little toenails in that same color because it hasn't quite developed yet to where Mama is. The only thing I was thinking about doing to it was to take some spray and seal it, make it shiny, but I don't know. I kind of like it the way it is. Now, from what I, again, searched, this mold came from Shein, and it listed, I can't even talk, as a pen holder. You could use that as a pen holder. Let's grab a few. These are just regular size markers, but they're the same size as pens. To me, that's kind of shallow for pens. I'm thinking more of like maybe a little fern, you know, a little succulent, stick it down in there. I mean, it's about that deep. So we'll say maybe an inch, inch and a half. But it's kind of shallow to hold pens. But she's cute. I think she's super cute. I think she turned out really well. And she does have some weight to her. And again, if you look closely, and this is why I'm thinking about spraying her, you can tell it was not an expensive mold because you got some parts that are shiny, some parts that are not. They're kind of matte, but then you see like, not scratches per se, but more like it was 3D printed or something. But the silicone rubber was so super soft. See how it's so shiny here, and then you come here and it's a little bit not? So that's why I'm thinking about maybe spraying her to make her shiny. I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you think I should shiny her up or if we should just let her be. But all in all, I think she is super, super cute. So I will post final pictures of everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you for watching and coming every time. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for coming. And again, let me just ask you to please hit that notification bell. Please comment. Please share. Please like, because that's how our channels grow. In my description box, you will see my email. You will also see affiliate codes that gives you discounts on things you may order from the same companies that I use. Yes, I do earn a small commission. Again, small, but anything I earn goes right back into the channel. I also have Buy Me a Coffee, which is another way of supporting the channel. And again, all those funds go into supporting the channel. It might be buying materials, you know, and pretty much that's what it does. Or, you know, other supplies that I may need, maybe molds. But anyway, thank you again for everything. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Have a great day. Love you. Low.